Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, it is going to be a little bit more of like a serious video, so I completely understand if you are not into that, if you're into hauls and everything else that I do here. Feel free to skip this one, but if you're not and if you're just curious on hearing my perspective about what's obviously in the title, yeah, I hesitated making this video only because I've always been hesitant to share certain things about my life because I'm scared that other people will judge people who I love based off of that one thing. Does that make sense? And so I've always kind of felt like I've wanted to protect people in a way. I don't know. And so I've been super hesitant on like sharing certain things. I mean, obviously I'm not going to share everything in my life, but there are certain things that I've been like, oh, maybe that's going to paint them in a like bad light. But this, I really felt super passionate about like sharing, especially because I know that there's so many other people that have gone through this, and I really want to, I keep looking like away from the camera because I'm so nervous, but I really just want to share my experience. And ultimately it wasn't a bad one. I mean, initially, of course, when, if you hear, that's my dog, initially whenever my dad told me that he wasn't coming, it completely ripped my heart out. I was a wreck. I cried 4 days. I had several panic attacks. Of course, my wife was upset for me, but it completely broke me. It really, truly did. And I'm not gonna lie, I was very, like, almost a little angry, but not really angry, but I was just upset. Most of all, heartbroken, and then also, my step-parent didn't come either, and so that like added to the thing, which I already kind of knew that they weren't gonna come because my dad wasn't gonna come, and like it's like that's a whole other different thing. But anyway, like, I'm not saying that my step-parent not coming didn't hurt me, because it did, but obviously like my dad is my only biological parent in my life, so he is everything to me. And I've always been after his approval. I've always like seeked it. I've always wanted it. And I just remember a time before when I wasn't out, and then now that I've been out for over a decade now, there has been a difference in like treatment, in like how he sees me. And I don't think that he loves me less, but I do. It's different with me than with my siblings. It always has, and it always will be. But I say all that to say that my wedding day was still amazing. It was incredible. I wish I could relive it over and over again. It was so magical. Hi, my love. It was so magical. And despite my parents not being there, it was still a great day. Like, it was still, like I said, magical, and I was on cloud 9 and still am on cloud 9. And hi, my love. She can always tell when something is like bothering me or if I feel uneasy. So because I'm acting uncomfortable, she's here to make sure I'm okay. But I'm gonna try not to cry, because this isn't like a sad video. Although I was sad when it happened, or like when I found out, even though I honestly, in the back of, I was gonna say back of my mind, but I guess yeah, but like in the bottom of my heart, I always knew that my dad wouldn't be there. I always knew. I held on to hope for so long. Marissa and I were engaged for a long time. Like, we got engaged pretty quickly after we got together. She proposed to me, and I'm not gonna lie, we waited because I wanted to wait, because I always held out my dad coming around and my dad being the one to walk me down the aisle, my dad being there, you know, both of my parents being there. And it just sucked. And I was also low-key kind of mad, because I was just like, wow, I waited all this time and I thought that there was progress, and I felt stupid, because it was just like I could have been married. But also within the same breath, I'm so happy that we got married when we did. Like, I love our date. I love the fact that a few of our friends were there. I love the fact that my sister was there, my mother-in-law, and like, I just loved whoever was there. And I wish I could have had something bigger, but obviously with the state of the world and like everything going on, like, I'm super paranoid. My anxiety doesn't allow me to have a huge thing yet. So yeah, in case you're going through that, feel your emotions. Cry it out, write it down, express to them if you feel so. I didn't. I expressed my like sadness that day that I asked him like if he would come. But other than that, I never reached out to him again to address it. I just kind of let it be. I knew that it was kind of like talking to a wall. Like, he said in his ways, I'm said it my ways. And, you know, I'm not saying his ways are wrong, because that's how he feels. It's how he, you know, he's been raised. So I kind of just have to accept that. I just feel hurt because it's just like, I accept you how you are and your ways and everything like that, yet you don't accept me, and it'll always be something that hurts. But I look past that in order to have a relationship with my dad still, because he's not a bad person, he's not a bad parent. He just doesn't sorry, my dog, he just doesn't accept it, and it is what it is, kind of thing. And again, I'm saying this, if you're going through this, if your parents don't accept you, like, it is okay. Life will go on. I know that that's what you want, and that is what you crave the most, is like acceptance from the people that you love the most, being like your parents. But it's also okay to go through life and do what you want to do and love who you're gonna love, and still live like a fulfilled life. Like, you're gonna be happy. And I feel like for a long time I thought that I wasn't gonna be happy, because I was always going to be like, it was just like, yeah, I'd be happy, but I'm unhappy about this. And now I've come to terms with it. It's taken me a really long time. I think probably until right before we got married, that I like really was just like, okay, my dad's never gonna come around, and that's okay. Like, that's okay. You know, I there's no resentment there. I felt what I felt, and I felt it, and then I let it go. And, you know, I really surprised myself, because I hold grudges. I hold grudges. I never forget anything. I'll be the first to say that. I'm very emotional. If you know me in my personal life, you know I'm a crier. That's just who I am. I feel everything super intensely. And I get shamed a lot for that. I get shamed a lot for that too. So I'm coming to terms with the fact that's just who I am. And I don't want to be somebody that doesn't feel things. You know, I'm coming to terms with like who I am. But anyway, not to go off too much off topic. I don't even know where the hell I'm going with this. But my wedding day was still an amazing day. I was surrounded by the people that wanted to be there, and that made me so happy. Of course, I would have wished that there was more people there, because there are other people in my life who I know would have loved to be there. But again, the way I'm set up, the way this pandemic is set up, the way the courthouse was set up, it was only like strictly walk-ins. I didn't want people just like waiting on me. And even that day, I was so stressed about that. And I remember now what I was saying. I surprised myself even that day, because I had told myself before the wedding day, like, you know, come to terms with it. I sat by myself, I talked with Marissa, but mostly it had to be me, the one to fully accept it, because I thought I was going to be a wreck that day. I thought I was going to be crying and just like so sad that my dad wasn't there, that my parents weren't there, because, you know, it's not just about my dad not being there, it's about my stepparent not being there. So I thought I was just going to be so wrapped up in that I didn't even like, that I wasn't even going to enjoy it. And I was completely wrong, you guys. I'm not saying I didn't give my dad a thought, or like my parents not being there. Of course I did. But I also made the decision to not put my happiness there. My happiness is my wife, is the life I'm building with my wife, is my people there supporting me, my sister there, my friends there, my mother-in-law there, my wife being there, me getting married. That's all that mattered that day. And it was fucking great. Like, it was so great. So if you're going through this, as I said 1,000 times, feel your emotions, go through it, but come to terms with the fact that you are able to live a fulfilled life, a happy life, without your parents accepting you. And I never thought that it was possible. I thought that there was no way you could be happy without your parents being happy about what you're doing, or about who you are, or about whatever the fucking case may be. And it is. And it, you know, and I know it took me a long time, you guys. It really, really did. I came out when I was 17, and it was one of the worst times of my life. I don't think I'll ever go into depth about how bad it truly was. Not only like being within that battle within myself, hating myself because I knew that I was a homosexual, but it was the fact that I knew that other people wouldn't accept me. And I will say, majority of the people in my life don't give a fuck, which is great because they shouldn't give a fuck. Like, who I'm with and who I love and who I am with shouldn't matter to anybody. Like, why does it matter to you? You're not the one marrying them. You're not the one living with them. You're not the one anything. So, and my thing is just like, as long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're not doing anything crazy and hurting yourself or other people or being like degrading or anything like that, as long as you're happy and they love you, you love them, you're in a healthy relationship, that's all that matters. I truly do not give a fuck about who my siblings end up with, about who my friends end up with. I truly don't. Because if they're not hurting anybody, if they're in a healthy relationship, I don't give a fuck. Like, I truly don't. If they're a good person, it really does not matter. But I know that not other people think that way, and I spend a lot of my life thinking that I had to change people's mind, that I had to convince them that even though you don't like this part of me, I'm still worthy of your love, and I didn't have to. And so if you need to hear that, here it is. Watch this video over and over again. You will live a happy life as long as you're true to yourself and you are you 100%. I spent a long time hating myself, who I was, not only on the outside, but on the inside, wishing I was different. I can never get those years back, ever. But I'm damn sure gonna live the life I want to live now. And I'm crying, not because I'm sad, but because I'm so happy that I finally came to this realization, I guess, at almost fucking 30 years old. And I just hope that whoever watches this video can come to it sooner, because the sooner that you are you and the sooner that you just accept yourself, because at the end of the day, that's the only acceptance you need. Yourself. That's the only one that matters. That's the only one that truly counts, is yourself, because you're gonna live with yourself for the rest of your life. And why would you want to live that way? I know this video was a little heavy, you guys, but I truly feel passionate about this. I don't even know if I'm gonna have the balls to upload this, but if you do, but if I do, I really do hope that somebody comes across this and truly just like takes time to think about it and not live life the way they think that they should, that other people say that they should live it. It was literally like a mental prison that I was in for so long, and I've literally never been more free. I mean, I've been living this way, who I am for a while now, but I feel like the ultimate thing was like marrying my wife. And because I don't know what I thought before, and I'm not gonna go into another tangent, but I'm gonna cut it off here. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, and thank you. So yeah, bye you guys. I'm gonna go try to fix this face. I literally just put on this makeup and I cried it out. I didn't think I was gonna cry, but I am super passionate. But anyway, I'll see you guys in my next videos. I know, yes, of course I know that they will be more lighthearted. So bye guys, see you later.